Hi everybody, this is Ospreyeye from mychartcoach.com, and today in this video we're going to take a look at volatility. We're going to look at the VIX. We're going to take a look at the volatility index. We're going to take a look at TVIX and UVXY, and then we're going to take a look at NETE. That was a big gainer today. So first, just a quick look at the volatility index. Everybody knows it's been beaten up. It's way down. It's below 50 on RSI. Check out Fasto down here at 1.97. This is extremely oversold levels. Okay, so it's at the bottom of the chart. If you look at the last time it was at this level, okay, so you look down here, and that was back here in July, and notice that that was previously when it hit down here at 925. And so what it's looking like now is that this is setting up for a potential double bottom bounce. So look how this 925, 930 zone was big support. This was the high. This was the low close on this horizontal resistance line or horizontal support line. And so look for this to be strong support once tested. It looks like it's set up for a bounce above that level. What we've been looking for is a close above EMA4, currently at 978. The candles have been riding resistance lower since the 11th when they dropped below. So they've just been walking this down every day. And so basically what you want to see is a close above EMA4, and that's going to finally signal that the VIX is heating up, and then that's going to put UVXY and TVIX in play for a bullish move. But what's got to happen for TVIX and for UVXY to heat up is VIX needs to close above EMA4. Today the open was above that level, but the bulls were able, or the bears drove it down below that level into the close. So going forward, above EMA4 signals the VIX is back in play, and below EMA4 signals more downside risk. So that makes XIV in play. And look at this 925 zone, 925 to 930 for the VIX is going to be a big level, and that's where you might see a bounce for UVXY and TVIX. And so take a look for all you options traders here. UVXY is also at extreme oversold levels on Fasto. You've got RSI at 35. Notice how plus DI is starting to heat up here. Notice plus DI and minus DI are pinched. So if the green line crosses the red line to the upside, that will signal the chart is heating up. Check out the last crossover. That was back here on the last run in August. So notice how the green line crossed the red line to the upside, and that signaled the start of the run. So if you see that happen, that's going to be a nice indicator that the chart is heating up. We're looking for the same thing on UVXY that we're looking for on VIX, and that's a close above this EMA4 currently at 22.95. That is the pink line. Notice how the candles have been riding that resistance level lower since support broke on the 11th, and so it's been trading sideways. It's found support down here. Once again, the UVXY closed up today, but it closed below the open, and that created the black candle. That just shows the bears were able to drive it down after the bullish open. It gapped up above EMA4. It looked like it was finally going to close above that level, but once again they drove it back down. So going forward, a close above EMA4, this is for our strategy, signals that this bounce play is in progress. If it fails to close above EMA4, it's going to be a risk to hold. That's going to signal more consolidation and a possible pullback lower. To the upside, we want to see this EMA8 currently at 23.96 break. Notice how that's lined up with the bottom of this gap. There's a gap between low of day on the 15th and high of day on the 18th. You could look for this gap to fill in a possible run up to the EMA13 at 25.30 if UVXY finally heats up. It's going to heat up eventually. It's probably going to take some kind of catalyst to make that happen. If you look here at MACD on the 8, 13, and 5, it is pinched right now, and it's trying to start a bullish crossover. So that is an early reversal signal. And you do have the parabolic SAR dots. Notice how they're down here at 27.25 right now. And so they started way up here at above 45 back on the 15th of August, and so they've worked their way all the way down. They're getting close to the candles. Once the share price hits the PSAR level, the dots will flip below the candles like they did back here here on back here on the 8th of August when the run started, and that signaled the start of this run. So keep an eye on PSAR. Okay, look at TVIX here. Okay, this is again the chart is just like UVXY. You know, oversold, extreme oversold levels on Fasto down here. It's flatlined. Basically, this has been trending sideways. Exact same pattern. It you know dropped below EMA 4 on the 11th. It's been riding resistance lower. It opened above that level today, but it closed below the open, forming a black candle, but it was up on the day. We're looking for a close above EMA 4 at 1261. If that happens, that's going to signal the bounce play is in progress, and then we want to see a break above 1317, above $13. That's going to be the huge level, EMA 8. Okay, so this has got the same pinch setup on MACD. The chart's setting up here. It looks like it wants to get a bounce going, but it's just not quite ready to go. Maybe next week we'll do the trick. If there's anything that happens over the weekend that might spark a rise in volatility. If you look here at TVIX on the 15-minute chart, you can see here that the MACD is, or you look down here, you can see a bullish crossover on the plus DI going into the close, and then basically this chart needs to stay above, the candles need to stay above this green line and gold line. Okay, so they've been working on that. That's the green line is the 50 simple moving average, and the gold line is the 100 simple moving average. And it held that level today. It broke above at the open. Notice the open was above both levels, and then it worked its way back, and it bounced off of that level around noon. It came back up, but then it closed, you know, it broke back below at 2:30, and then closed back above at end of day. And so basically, going forward, if it can stay above the 50 and the 100 simple moving average, and then above this middle Bollinger Band at 1257, then it's going to be in play. We're calling it 1250. So we're saying above 1250 on TVIX, and it's in play. If it drops below 1250, that's going to be a signal that it's going to still consolidating and not quite ready to run higher. The big level to break is this the high close resistance level, which is just above 1280, and then you've got the 200 simple moving average up here at 13. So 13 is going to be the big resistance level. That was also the high close on the 20th. And then we've got this gap back here between the low of day on the 17th and high of day on the 18th. And so a run up to just about 320 puts it to the bottom of the gap. The bottom of the gap is always a big resistance level. You can see that here with this long upper wick. So yeah, so keep an eye on TVIX. It looks like the you know, the chart's trying to heat up. And notice it's in this sideways channel right now. It's been in a sideways channel for the last 4 days. The top of the channel is this 13 to 1280, and then the bottom of the channel is down here between 1230 and 1220. So right now it's in the middle of the channel. Take a look at NETE. Okay, this stock did really well today. It closed up 44%. You know, it's arguably was the play of the day. The big move above the 200-day simple moving average. That's the move we've been looking for. It also broke above the 100-day simple moving average at 55, basically 56. That's the gold line. And so if it can stay above that level, that will be bullish. It had been turning that level into support over this last week. And then now the big level to turn into support is this 200-day simple moving average at 70 cents. Okay, so if it could stay above 70, that's going to signal more upside potential, and then we're looking for a run up here to the 300-day simple moving average at 93 and $1. So this could run back up to dollar land if it stays above 70. It's got to turn that 200-day simple moving average into support now that it closed above. If it drops back below, that'll signal that it's not quite ready, and then you could see EMA 4 tested at 60, or possibly the 100-day simple moving average at 55. So 55 and 60 are the two big support levels below. Above, the big target is 93 and $1. You know, the dollar land level is always a big level to break. As long as this middle Bollinger Band and the 50-day simple moving average hold down here at 40 cents, then the new uptrend should continue. Notice there's been big volume behind the move, but it does have declining volume on the way up. That was a very nice bullish volume spike today. Notice how there was a declining volume on the pullback and then a big spike today. It does look like there's a bullish reversal pattern formed today, bullish one white soldier, and so we'll be looking for confirmation next week. And then here, if you look at the 15-minute NET chart, NETE chart, you'll see that it had this nice ascending triangle pattern. So it came down, and then it started pushing into the at 12 o'clock. It started running higher, and then we were looking for a break above the high close resistance level, which was the closing price at the start of the day, and that happened at on this candle here at 2:30, and so that close above at 2:30, that signaled more upside potential. If you were on the sidelines and you were wondering whether or not you were going to jump in for a quick trade, this was your signal, the break above resistance. That signal, okay, this is ready to head higher. And even if you were just trying to make a quick trade, you could have got in here in the 66, 67 and been out up here at 75, 76 for you day traders. That was a nice move end of day. But as far as for people that are swing trading and looking for bigger gains, as long as this middle Bollinger Band down here is holding at 64 cents, then this uptrend is intact, and it should continue. Notice how the candles were trading below the middle Bollinger Band, and then they broke above today. That was the bull signal, and so as long as they keep riding the middle Bollinger Band higher, the uptrend should continue. If there's a break below EMA 4, that's basically at 71, that will be your clue that the chart's signaling down, and it might consolidate and pull back and test that middle Bollinger Band. To the upside, you want to see a break above this just above 74 level, that high close resistance level. So yeah, so really sweet move for NETE. We're going to see if it can continue next week and make a run to Dollarland. Okay, thank you very much for viewing this video. If you'd like to learn more about charts and technical analysis, check us out at mychartcoach.com and our YouTube channel at mychartcoach.com. Thank you.